Dave McMenamin, ESPN. When you guys cut it to 8 late in the third, and then the Cavs responded with a 7-2 run, did you feel like that was a momentum shift headed into the fourth?
Well, I mean, we cut it back to 8 in the fourth too. So I mean, it's a long game. I thought and maybe this is the point in time you're referring to, the very end of the third quarter was not good. End of the first, end of the third were two that really stand out as not good. The rest of the game, obviously, I thought we had some shots we'd like to have back. I mean, I thought we had a couple possessions where we had multiple driving kicks. The defense was broken down, and we just didn't convert. But the end of the first, end of the third those were tough on us.
Brett, Chris Mannix with Yahoo. LeBron's ability to kind of dissect what you're doing out there in real time, how much more difficult does that make it for you to establish a defensive identity?
Well, I thought we defended a lot better in the second half. I just didn't think – I thought that, we have to have 5 guys playing all out and really honed in defensively. In the first half, I didn't think we were as honed in. I thought we were playing hard, but I didn't think we were as honed in. The second half, we were much better. But, yeah, he's the best in the game at, evaluating the court and figuring out what he wants and where he wants it. And, and the thing about it is that, you just have to battle. You just have to make it as hard as possible because he's going to find a matchup that he ultimately wants. And you have to, again, not let the other guys go off, and which we did again a little bit, and then make sure you make it as tough on him as possible.
He seemed to be looking for that Rozier switch pretty often in this one. How do you keep him from getting that moving forward?
Well, he's going to go after whoever he wants to go after, but at the end of the day, we've done this a lot. We've gone through it a lot. I think one of the things that sometimes we all get consumed with is the points he scores on that switch. And if it's 8, but it keeps you from rotating and you can still guard the three-point line, then sometimes you just have to pick your poison. And, it's obviously been more effective to switch than not, but at times you have to mix that up and change that up just by the numbers. When you go back and rewatch the game, you're always thinking about how you're going to adjust the different coverages, and it always ends up transition, offensive rebounds, and good shots. And so we got to take care of those areas first, and then the coverages will be mixed up, but ultimately good players make plays.
Brad over here, Kenny Rhoda, WHBC Radio. They had 17 threes on you last game, only 8, I think, tonight. Were you happy with the way your guys defended the three-pointer tonight?
There were a couple that a couple that Korver got that were too open, including one he missed there when we were coming back. But we were a little bit better than the other night, but I don't know how we could be much worse than the other night.
As far as the pace, you guys seem to control the pace after the first quarter. Was that an emphasis going into
I just want to take great shots. I don't care if they come early, late, whatever. We need to take great shots, and we did that some, but not as much as we need to.
Brad, what's the messaging you give your players going into Game 5?
It's the best 2 out of 3 to go to the NBA Finals. Doesn't get better than that. I mean, ultimately, anybody that didn't think this was going to be tough, everything is tough. And, in this deal, it's a blast to have to grit your teeth, get up off the mat, and go after it again. That's part of it. That's part of what makes these guys on both sides special. It's part of what makes the Western Conference team special. They're able to do it. They're able to block out everything that doesn't matter and go compete. And that's what we'll go do.
Coach John Schumann, NBA.com. I know you feel like you played worse in Game 3 in general, but did it feel like there was more sort of glaring mental mistakes tonight than you are accustomed to, or more than you guys can overcome?
Well, I think obviously we've got to play better than we did. I'll go through and film, and we'll relook at it and determine, the main reasons why we were where we were. But certainly we didn't play a perfect game.
Brad, Steve Belpat, Boston Herald. It seemed like you had several opportunities to get back in and make it tighter. Was there anything common, any common thread that prevented that, you think?
Well, I mean, when we had it to 8, I thought we missed a couple of really good opportunities on offense that were really good shots. And then I thought we did try to hit home runs on some other shots as we were coming back at other times that were, those will catch up with you.
Ray Jeske, excuse me, Ray Jeske, ESPN 990. It seems to be a theme that the team that has one really bad quarter loses. After the first quarter, are you generally pleased with how your team performed, especially going into Game 5, as a correctable?
I was generally pleased with how we performed the first 5 minutes of the game. It was just the end of the first quarter. And then the end of the third, I thought, we're going to have moments where we're up and down. These guys are really good. They're hard to play. Ty does a great job putting them in great positions. Like, this is a really good basketball team. And so we're not going to play perfect, and we're going to have our moments, but we can't have those swoons that we have at the end of each of those quarters. Thank you.